Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-April 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Totally fine if you find this video a few days before the middle of the month. A few days after the middle of the month, you'll find it when you need it. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on. And as always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you any intuitive messages that I receive as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. So in column number 1, we're going to run through things that are wrapping up and coming to a close for you. In column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's going to happen through the end of April. We're going to do a money column, a love column, and in our 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're also going to do a crystal of the month for you, a healing note, and 3 yes or no questions. But let's go and jump in and get started. See what we've got here. For a summary card, we have the card Efficiency. So likely the last few weeks have been more efficient for you, Aquarius. I love efficiency. For those of you that don't know me personally, I work in business efficiencies outside of doing these readings, so efficiency is always very exciting to me. But let's see what messages we've got coming through. The first card that we have is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is very freeing, very creative. I feel like for some of you, you might have had the ability to you feel like you've been set free the last few times. Maybe you've been doing something more efficiently and that's given you free time. You just feel more free-spirited, Aquarius, which is good. The next card that we have is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression. For some people, it could be surgery or illness. It's overall kind of a low card. However, when I see this card, this could also be a card of healing, Aquarius. So this could go either way. You could have had some of these low feelings in the last few weeks, or you could have been healing from some of those low feelings as well. Then at the bottom here, we have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is a card of ill health, worry. It could be a card of financial struggles. I do feel like some of you could have been sick or had surgery. We do have 2 sick surgery cards back to back. So some of you could have been feeling not very good the last few weeks. I know I personally have had a horrible cold. You can probably hear that in my voice some. But let's clarify and see what we've got going on. The first clarified card we have is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is very studious, very hardworking. It can also be a card of new love. Some of you could have been in a bad relationship and have been kind of free or single and are now able to find this new love. That could have been that free-spirited, that freedom card that we were feeling is being out of a bad relationship and opening yourself for a new relationship. Some of you could also be working really hard to get to the point where you have this kind of freedom or a very free-spirited energy. The next card that we have is the Magician. The Magician is a very creative card. It's about turning visions into reality. It's very inspired action. If you look at this card, it has everything: a cup, a pentacle, a wand, a sword. This is saying you can have anything. So for those of you that are feeling low, I feel like this is good confirmation that whatever's keeping you down, you will recover from. Or for those of you that have been doing healing rather than feeling some of these lower feelings, you're really setting yourself free to accomplish anything you want or have whatever you want with the Magician. It's saying now that we have gone through this, now you can have whatever you want, Aquarius. Then the bottom card that we have is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is about leaving a legacy, retirement, inheritance. For those of you that have been having financial struggles the last few weeks, this is a really good card. When I see this card, it's long-term money, large lump sum of money. So if you've been having financial issues, I do see that those will be correcting themselves too, Aquarius. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is just kind of general what's coming in April through the remainder of April. We have the card Revolution. So you might be revolting. You might be going through a revolution. I know revolution and evolution aren't the same thing, but you could be going through an evolution too. It seems to come through quite a bit with that card, even though this is revolution. But let's see what messages we've got. The first card we have is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of low feelings. You see this person, his head is hanging down low, they're dressed in all black. And 3 of the 5 cups are knocked over and spilled, and this person is almost grieving these knocked over cups. So this is a card of feeling like loss, regret, grief, feeling abandoned, feeling alone. So there are some low emotions. Again, I feel like there were some low emotions the last few weeks too. I do think that this is saying that we're moving away from low emotions. If you look at this top to bottom here, the energy is continually getting better. Of course, we'll see what clarifying card we get for the Five of Cups as well. But I feel like this is saying that you're moving away from these lower, sad emotions. The Ace of Wands is our next card. Anytime we have a card, an ace card, it is a card of newness. In this case, the Ace of Wands is a card of new projects, inspiration, urge to create. So it does feel like there's something new coming to you through the end of this month here. Then at the bottom we have the Strength card. The Strength card is a card of self-love, unconditional love, self-respect, courage. I do feel like you'll need to be giving yourself some self-love through this time. That could be part of like the revolution or evolution that you're going through too. Maybe Aquarius, you're not known for giving yourself the most love and care that you need. But let's clarify and see what messages we can get here. The first clarifying card we have is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is speed, quick action, quick change, news coming in. So I do think that this is saying you are moving away from it. Remember I said I feel like the Five of Cups energy was kind of wrapping up. And some of you, again, were having those lower feelings earlier in the month as well. But it seems like you're going to get news on something, or there will be some sort of shift for you where we can move away from these lower Five of Cup and Three of Sword type feelings. The next card that we have is the Tower card. The Tower card is a card oftentimes of unwanted change. And what I mean by that, so the change associated with the Tower card is always something that needs to happen. It was meant to happen, but it doesn't always play out the way that we wanted it to, Aquarius. So, like, let's say you wanted A, B, C, and you got D, E, F instead. That kind of thing. Or sometimes this change happens kind of at a time that you weren't hoping for. It just doesn't play out the exact way that you want it to. The Tower change, though, is always necessary, and it does in the long run benefit you. So there will likely be a shift this month, or going into the end of this month of April, that isn't quite the way you hoped it to be. But again, it's going to be good for you. And it is going to lead you to this Ace card, this Ace of Wands. So this new project, this new inspiration, this new ability to create something for yourself. Then at the bottom we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a card of self-imposed restrictions. If you look at this person, their eyes are blindfolded, their arms are bound down, but there are swords stuck all over the ground. So this person can very easily kind of wiggle themselves back and cut themselves free against these swords. This is paired on top of the Strength card, which is again that card of self-love, unconditional love, self-respect. This is a reminder that you need to do for you. So you're stopping yourself from giving yourself the love that you need, or the respect that you need, or the courage that you need. So do keep in mind, Aquarius, that you have all of these things and don't restrict yourself. So make time to give yourself that self-love. Make sure you're respecting yourself. Going into the end of April, make sure that you're taking care of you. Now at this time, let's go ahead and move into our next column, which is anything related to money. So it could be job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have. Again, anything associated with money. Let's see what kind of messages we have here. The first card we have is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a very traditional, conventional card. It's a card of expectations. The message that I'm getting is that you are exceeding your expectations at work. So like, I feel like your boss asked you to do something and you did more than was asked or better than was asked. So really good feelings associated around the Hierophant as it relates to money and work. Again, this is exceeding expectations. The next card that we have is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card of needing to rest, retreat, renew, recover. Generally speaking, this is a very tired card. I do feel like some of you have had a very heavy workload lately or have been very busy in general. It could be work, it could be personal. So there's some tired energy. Make sure you're taking care of yourself through the remainder of the month. The next card that we have is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card of apathy, feeling unfulfilled. It could also be surprise gifts, though. That's what that fourth cup is coming in there. And I think for a lot of you, you are going to be getting some sort of raise or bonus. Sorry, I've been fighting cold of my own, Aquarius, here. But I do think some of you are going to be getting a raise or bonus that's unexpected. There does feel like to be financial associated. Some of you could be having anniversaries too with your company that's triggering some of that money as well. But let's take a look here and see. The next card that we have is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is very fast-paced lifestyle change. Again, something has been exceeding expectations or you have been exceeding somebody else's expectations. And there's going to be a shift because of it. So I feel like there could be a new job or a new position available for you because you just wowed everybody. So there will be some sort of prompt change, positive, but it feels very associated to how hard you've been working and you exceeding those expectations. The next card that we have is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a very supportive card. It's a card associated with leadership. So again, some of you could be moving into a new leadership role. But this is also a card of being very tolerant and empathetic. And I do feel like this, again, you could be going into a leadership role, but this could also be your leader. So if you are feeling burned out, if you are feeling tired, I would say be communicating with your leader, and you'll get that support that you need. So if you have too many projects going on or you're working too hard, communicate to your boss. They're feeling very tolerant, very empathetic, very understanding. The next card that we have is the Death card. The Death card is a card of big changes, endings, time to move on, transformation. Again, I do feel like for some of you, you're going to be switching jobs. You could just be tired of this current line of work. It could be prompting it. But between the Knight of Swords and the Death card, it seems like there's going to be something that comes pretty quickly. I do feel like for a lot of you, it could be promotion, though, at the same company, because I feel like you are working very hard in there. They do see you and appreciate you, even though you're feeling tired, Aquarius. When we go through this transformation too, whether it's your current job or new job, I do think there will be some financial reward there. Or you could also be getting like a signing bonus if you go a new job route. You could be getting paid to even just come on with that new company. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. So family, friends, relationships. Again, anything that we associate with love. The first card that we have is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very bold, leadership, powerful. Leader's coming up again for you. So again, some of you could be moving into that leader role. But this is a reflection of you, Aquarius. So this is saying that you are very bold. You're very powerful. You're very charming. You're very courageous. These are all characteristics or features of you as a person. So that King of Wands energy, I'm feeling very closely to you. The next card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very resourceful. This is also a card of fertility. So for those of you that are hoping to expand your family, this is a really good card if you are hoping to have a baby. Some of you could be finding out that you're pregnant at the end of this month. But also a good parent card. So it could mean fertility or it could just be an indicator of good parenting. Then at the bottom here, we have the Seven of Cups. The message I'm getting for this is like, there's a decision that you need to make in your relationship. And this could be whether you're single or in a relationship, but I do feel like there is a love decision that needs to be made. Aquarius, that message is coming through pretty strong. But this is a card of having lots of different choices. You see there's so many different things in each cup. But again, that message is coming through pretty clear that there is some sort of decision that needs to be made related to love for you. Well, let's clarify this column and see what messages we can get here. We have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card of theft, betrayal, dishonesty, running away. You see this person on this card has like picked up their swords and is scooting away. I do feel like some of you are going to be moving on from a relationship this month. It could be like a love relationship, but it could also be family or friend. But it does seem that you're moving away from somebody because they weren't very good. And that's probably why that King of Wands card is coming through, is because like you need to take power and control over the situation. You need to have courage to move away from this situation. The next card that we have is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a very curious card. It's a card of gossip and trying to find truth. If you are pregnant, I'm going to give you the one message that I'm getting here. If you are pregnant, be careful who you tell, like if you want it to be a secret. I feel like for some of you, your secret could be getting out. So just be very cautious there. Or like somebody could come to you, Aquarius, and ask you if you're pregnant and you're not ready to share yet. But it feels like pregnancy news coming out. So just be thoughtful of that. Then at the bottom we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very intentional, very strategic, very thoughtful. I feel like as you make this decision, you need to be thinking, whatever this love-related decision is, you need to be thinking, is this the right thing for me long term? Is this actually making me happy? Is this actually what I'm wanting? Really be questioning and making sure it's what you want, Aquarius. So now let's move into our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. So this is like something to take into the end of April with you. We have the card Connection. So like I would be feeling more connected going into the last few weeks. Some of you could have been feeling a little disconnected with everything that's going on. But let's see what message or messages I have for you here. The first card we have is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is very nurturing, very healing, very supportive. I do feel like for some of you there's some healing that needs to be done. I feel like I've told you this lately too, Aquarius. But in general, I feel like there's some healing that needs to be done for some of you. The Queen of Cups is a pretty strong indicator of healing. When you look at this card, it's really interesting. So the cup on the Queen of Cups doesn't even really look like a cup. It's more of like a trophy. And this is you. Like you are the trophy. So you need to make sure that you're keeping yourself pretty, keeping yourself polished, keeping yourself taken care of. Make sure you're treating yourself like a trophy. The next card that we have is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a card of really low feelings. It's like feeling at rock bottom. If you look at this person, they're laying down flat. They have all these swords stuck in them. I feel like this is more tired energy than anything, Aquarius. Some of you are really tired, and we saw that in the money column, and we saw that in the last few weeks column. So do make sure that you're taking care of yourself again. Make sure you're polishing yourself, that trophy, keeping yourself clean, keeping yourself well taken care of. The next card that we have is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very self-sufficient, very honest. I feel like you've been doing a lot for yourself lately, and that could be part of why you're feeling so tired. This has kind of been like a you reading, Aquarius. Like, you need to do this for yourself. You need to heal yourself. You need to give yourself self-love. You need to give yourself self-respect. You need to take care of yourself as the trophy. So this is very much so a you type reading. But let's see what other messages I can give you here. The first card that we have is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is very practical, very wise. This is leader. Again, leader has come up quite a bit for you. But this is about being wise. So I would say that you need to make sure that you know what you need. So you have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups paired together. So this is about knowing how you can support yourself, knowing how you can heal yourself. It's really about being connected to you. The next card that we have is the High Priestess. This is about trusting your intuition, trusting yourself. Again, this is knowing how to take care of you, Aquarius. We have that Ten of Swords, which I was saying was very tired. Let's say you usually work out for 60 minutes and at 30 minutes you're feeling really tired. It's okay to stop, Aquarius. Or, you know, maybe you go through a week and you're not feeling very good and like you ask for the day off on Friday just because you need the day. So it's like, you know what you need. Don't hesitate to ask for it. But make sure that we're getting kind of out of this burnout, tired stage. So we do have the Four of Swords. Not surprised to see this. We had the Four of Swords earlier too. But with the Ten of Swords, I was saying it was more of tired energy than rock bottom. So not surprised to see our Four of Swords, which is that card of needing to rest, retreat, renew, recover. And it's on top of the Queen of Swords, which is very self-sufficient. So no one else is going to make this time for you to rest. You need to make it for yourself, Aquarius. Overall, things look really, really good. Again, this is very much so a you reading for this month. At this point in time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But question number 1 is the Nine of Hearts. This is the number 16 card. That's a yes. Question number 2 is the King of Diamonds. This is number 15 card. That's a yes. Question number 3 is the Three of Spades. This is the number 10 card. That is also a yes. So yes, yes, yes for you, Aquarius. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck. Your crystal of the month is red jasper. Gives you courage to act. It gives you energy, strength, perseverance, and courage. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from a Healing Notes deck, a message for you. We can always use more healing. It says, life always offers you a second chance. It's called tomorrow. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. If you haven't done so already, subscribing really helps me greatly. And when you're subscribed, you'll be notified when I post videos in the future. But thank you again. I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But have a fabulous rest of your April, Aquarius.